Hey guys, gonna do this real quickly, but with Crisis on Infinite Earths currently happening, and the fact that everybody, from Black Nerd Comedy, Andre Meadows, to maybe even Angry Joe, and several others are excited to see it, or at least try to see it, keep up with it, see how it's going to affect the entire CW's DC multi-universe, or multiverse as they call it. It got me thinking that this has kind of been the year, if you will, at least the last 2 years of crossovers of characters. For example, a mega crossover of characters and story arcs, and got a little distracted there. Sorry. And it got me thinking, could we be in store for another one? Because we know Infinity War was last year, and we know Endgame, Avenger-wise, wrapped it up, or concluded and wrapped it up. And, we know that, like I said, currently right now, Crisis on Infinite Earth is happening across all of CW's DC shows, from Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, you name it. And on top of that, we even had freaking My Little Pony Friendship is Magic do have their ending, or have their climactic battle, at the end, or around the end of the ending of the end part 2, which was the episode before the final epilogue episode of the series, The Last Problem. We had that moment, which a lot of people looked at as being Avengers-like, or as even the creators put it, an homage to Lords of the Ring. We had all the characters from all the past 9 seasons coming together to help the ponies, help the main 6, or the main 7, I should say. So it got me wondering, like I said, are we in store for another one in 2020? But in this case, that being DuckTales. Hear me out. You see, and I am doing this uncut and on the fly. You see, with the announcement that season 3 is going to be introducing a peripheral, just a crazy amount of Disney Afternoon characters, or at least characters that appeared in the Disney Afternoon timeline originally. It makes you wonder if it's being done for a reason. Now, my thought, and I've given my thoughts on this as to why they're all coming in. I've done a video on that already. Check that out if you like. But it makes me wonder if maybe the conclusion to all this in season 3, like when season 3 wraps up for DuckTales, if maybe the reason these characters are being brought in is we're going to get, and I think I may have mentioned something similar to this in one of those videos, but anyway, it makes you think if maybe we're going to get a mega crossover here, to end season 3 of DuckTales when that happens. Think about that. Think about this for a second, okay? Well, think about that possibly happening, but also think about this. At the end of season 2, we got introduced to the antagonist for season 3, which is FOWL, the Fiendish Organization of World Larceny. So we got introduced to them as being the main antagonist for season 3, and those associated with them. So we know they're going to be big players, and those associated with them are going to be big or semi-big players. We know that Taurus Bulbar is coming in and might, link up with them, maybe. So we know this is all happening, and it got me thinking, what if that's the reason these characters are being brought in? What if in the episodes individually that they're being brought in, that when we get towards the end of season 3 for DuckTales, they're all brought back together for one climactic battle against FOWL and the enemies that they have that have joined with them. I mean, think about it. You have Darkwing Duck, of course. Gosalyn's going to be involved in that. She'll become friends with the Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Webby. And I can't think of her name right now. Laura, I think. or I can't think of her name right now. Sorry, I do apologize. Webby's friend, Webby's BFF. So it makes you wonder if this is all coming together for a reason. Because again, you have Taurus Bulba coming in. He's part of the Darkwing Duck mythos or franchise and history. You probably have some Rescue Ranger villains showing up in some capacities. That's why you got the Rangers coming in. You already got Don Carnage in there, so you're going to have representatives from Tailspin to counter that, and an adult Molly and Kit. So, and you've already alluded to the existence of the gummy bears in the timeline, even though that was in the past. So who's to say we won't get an episode to where they come into the future? I'm just saying that the possibilities are endless, but it makes you really think that out of all these crossovers we're getting now, all of a sudden, that 2020 could also give us another one, thanks to the DuckTales series on Disney Channel, Disney XD, and Disney Plus. It makes you think, it makes you wonder that. Because, again, like I said, you have Fowl introduces the antagonist for that season. You have all these individual characters and possible future individual characters as members of Fowl and maybe associates of Fowl and future members and associates of them. So it really gets your gears grinding into thinking, hey, there might be a reason why we're getting all these Disney Afternoon characters in here, why we're getting characters that were introduced during the Disney Afternoon era. Like you're getting the genie from the DuckTales 1990 movie. You're getting a modern version of Daisy, well, a modern version of Daisy with her 1960s like look. You're getting her in there. You're getting basically DuckTales equivalent of the young Aunt May from the MCU's Spider-Man, and possibly with Gizmo Duck's mama. And then, like I said, in this case, instead of being old, she's young, like Aunt May is in the Spider-Man films. So it makes you wonder, is there a reason for all this happening? It makes you think, are we going to get a crossover with all these characters at the end of season 3? Is there a reason? Is there a purpose? And I believe, honestly, there is. Because you're going to introduce these characters individually, in episodes, maybe even two-parters. Who's to say you're not going to introduce them and then bring them back later on? Because I think the one thing DuckTales has made perfectly clear is that when they introduce or reintroduce a character from, previous continuity or previous generation, that they're going to bring them back for at least the finale, either for a cameo or to take part in it. And I believe that's what we're probably going to get here. Again, why bring in all these characters, and introduce them to a new generation, with new, histories behind them, maybe new backstories, possibilities of certain characters, like with Rescue Rangers, certain, Mouse and Chipmunk getting together, maybe Dale and Gadget, or Chip and Gadget, who knows? Who's to say they're not just going to be introduced for that episode and then that's it? Who's to say they won't be brought back? Because again, like I said, I believe they will be. I truly do. So I believe we're going to get one more crossover in 2020, or one that's similar to what we're getting with Infinite Crisis. Maybe not on the same level, if you know what I mean, of story or importance or event-wise. But we're going to get something that's going to be similar to Infinite Crisis, the Crisis on Infinite Earths, I should say, Infinity War / Endgame. I think we're going to get something like that with DuckTales in season 3, especially the season 3 finale. But what do you guys think? Let me know what your thoughts on that possibly happening. Comment down below. I got to get into work, and I'll talk to y'all later.